We're gonna celebrate.
We're gonna probably cry.
I'm
I'm
probably do a
probably
block
gonna cry.
party maybe. We'll close the street here and there.
The championship, if they win a championship, wow.
Oh, when the Knicks win the title, I'm gonna lose my mind. I already know it's gonna be a whole week off from work. It's gonna be a week-long celebration.
It's cross country in Golden State. I will be on a cross country plane in San Francisco. I'm gonna be in the arena wherever the hell the game is when they win the championship.
I have a bottle of wine that I never open. I don't think I will open that.
I don't know, I may climb some, I don't know. Hopefully I'll make it through the night.
I really couldn't wrap my brain around what would I do.
I can just picture it. It's gonna be the sweetest day.
How do you guys think you'll do tonight?
We coming out with a win. I mean, you heard RJ. He not letting them walk out without a win.
They win tonight. We go to Atlanta, we go get one, come back home, and take it.
We win the series 4-3. I said it from before it happened because of the sweep during the regular season. So we're talking about out of 10 games, mathematically speaking, we win 4-3. Believe it, and it will happen.
Here's Young banking it home.
He is so good.
Once again, Reggie Bullock. Beautiful pass, and Collins finished with a reverse. The Knicks with only one field goal the last 6.5 minutes. He's quickly got the step and rejected. As Young fires from way downtown and takes a bound.
And here's that standing ovation and applause I was talking about.
Now the Hawks take the series at 5.
My name is John Stephen Barkley, J.S.B. Mad Hatter, what I'm called myself. I'm known as one with a lot of Knick hats. I've been a Knick fan a long time, man. I mean, I can't even tell you where it started, but I can tell you how it started. When I was a kid in the barbershop, haircuts was $3. I remember in the chair, and it was two gentlemen, one getting a haircut and one waiting for one, and one bad-mouthed the Knicks. The gentleman in the chair got up out the chair and like if he insulted his family. From then, I was intrigued. I have many. I've been saying about 600 or whatever and more. I have more, but I try to keep the ones here is very well organized. far as I try to keep them color coded. I try to keep them in order. I don't have them marked exactly outside of the case, but once I open them up, I really know exactly what hat I'm looking for. As soon as I walk in places, people will say, hey, I got this Knicks stuff for you. I got that for you. This one is all suede. This is a nice one, too. It's all suede.
That's the old logo, right?
Yeah. Don't overthink it. Big Apple. This, they don't see hats like this. You don't see a Knick hat. This is a Knick hat. You don't see Knick hats with a logo. Their main logo is something else. This is a glow-in-the-dark logo. I got glow-in-the-dark sneakers, so, man, I wore this to my daughter's assembly in middle school with the sneakers. And when the lights went off, all the boys jumped out their seats on. I had it to where the principal had to come out and it was like, what's the distraction? The blue and orange. And of course, this is another one. Got them. If I wear a Knick jersey, it's very hard for me to put on Knick stuff and stop and put on a pair of jeans and regular. I have to go sometime the mile. Right now, I went the mile. It fell all the way down. Knick socks, the slippers, I'm in the house, but I usually have on sneakers. I got on Knick shorts. Then I got my Knick shirt on. It goes all the way to the top. Look at my coffee mug. It's an addiction.
Okay.
Just remember to turn it back on when we're done.
Yeah.
So what's your memory?
Cheers. Salud. I'm Angel Betances, better known as Knickerbocker Ave, and this is my dad. He's the man that taught me everything about the New York Knicks, from the players from the 70s all the way till today. And he's my best friend, and the best person to talk Knicks with is my dad.
I always liked the Knicks, and he always liked another team. And I used to tell him, look, but you're a New Yorker. You're not from somewhere else. You just got to like our team.
I didn't have a team.
Yeah.
What it was is that I only knew of Michael Jordan.
85, 86, we start, really watching when he was like 5 or 6 years old. Then he started watching, and then he watched with me.
I remember the first time that he and I went to the Garden, and we were on the subway, and I'm wearing like the only Knicks gear I had. I think I had like a T-shirt and a hat, and my dad was coming straight off of work, and like people you could start to sense like the closer you got to the Garden, where the other Knicks fans were coming from, because then they like you acknowledge each other like, yeah, we're going to the same place. I believe the Knicks won that game. I think it was like 93-84 or something like that. It was a close game, but the Knicks ended up winning. It was a tough, gritty defensive thing.
Yeah, but it was one of the game against the Indiana Pacers. I don't know if you remember. It was like 15 seconds left, and Reggie Miller took over the game. And he killed us. He going boom, boom, boom.
This is before the playoffs. But,
oh my God, this guy.
But then that 94.
That follow players and some people that follow the game. I follow the game. I love players, I respect players, but I follow the game. And if I'm a Knicks fan, I'm going to be a Knicks fan forever.
You can have a love for the game.
Yeah, yes.
But like Kobe, he had a different drive. This is an individual player who had a different drive for the game. So his individuality would inspire me.
What team you like?
That's a bit. Well, again, what team you like?
I'm not this way, so I don't watch.
Let's go Knicks. Good season to look forward to, right, Freddie?
Yeah, man. Hopefully.
A lot of new faces. A lot of the same faces. Knicks fan myself, like my whole life. Born. I've seen since I remember the Patrick Ewing days, like I said, Patrick Ewing days. From Joe Wilkins to Mark Jackson, Rookie of the Year. I remember him winning Rookie of the Year. We've been suffering for a long time. Well, we're not suffering, but we've been fans for a long time. Yeah, it's suffering. Yeah, a little bit of suffering, a little bit of joy to it. Yeah. It's gonna be something else. The Knicks are rocking. Knicks are back. Knicks are making a lot of noise. Beautiful, Freddie. I look better and better every time I get here, Freddie. I tell you, man. You make me look amazing. Feel good, look good. So, yeah. Let's go, Knicks.
Face the floor. Fournier on one side of the floor. Got Walker at the top of the key. And now Randall on the left side. That's his side. That's his side. And you can't load on him anymore.
How long have you been a Knicks fan?
Since I met Walt Clyde Frazier in 1972 at his liquor store on 125th Street. My father took me there. Nice. It was big in '73 when they won the championship. It was awesome. It was just awesome. And, yeah, we watched them whether we were live or sitting in the living room. You know, back in the day on our little 13-inch with the little hanger and the aluminum foil on it. Didn't matter. We were loyal fans.
I don't know. Let's go back here. So, yeah. Some of the stuff is on the walls. So this is my room I share with my wife. These are just things that I picked up along the way.
You're a Friday the 13th fan?
Oh man, I'm a horror. It's everything, man. Everything I have one way is on me here. Everything, more my loves and everything is usually on me. So yeah, my little thing I'm putting together. Of course, like I said, you know, I run with it. I have my little things that I put together here. Me at the garden here. In the locker room. And then me with various players. That's my wife here with Dennis Smith Jr. telling Dennis Smith Jr. how to shoot. You see his face? Mitchell Robinson at the, yeah. You see the players that I had at the time. This is when I got the signature from Kevin Knox. But I wore the hat. When I wore this hat, Julius Randle told me, man, now you're going to have to wear that hat all the time.
So they know you as the Mad Hatter?
Yeah. I have, like I said, it's not how much you got, it's the uniqueness of them.
Wow.
You know, everything is the uniqueness. You might not see these things. When I wear things like that, guys don't see those. These things like that, like I said, Patrick Ewing is my favorite. So when I see things, I target it, and then I need it. It's mine. I need that. By jerseys, you can tell the years. There are different people who made them. Right now, these are old jerseys, so Michelin Ness make old jerseys. This is Patrick Ewing when he was in the Olympics. This is a favorite. Everybody loved this one. I got the sneakers to this, gold sneakers.
Have you ever met Patrick?
No. He's I would definitely show. Oh man, that's another thing, guys. If anybody know any way I could get a picture, I don't even just quick picture. I would appreciate it. They probably think when they see me in a picture with Patrick Ewing, the first thing they're gonna say is, "Hey, look at Spike Lee in the picture with Pat."
Well, I remember in 1994, the final we went against Houston, and it was very emotional. We were so excited. We thought this time we're gonna win. We're gonna win the championship. It was sad though.
Close.
It was so close.
The 95 team, we remember that Ewing should have dunked it. The 96 team, we were pretty good. We met Jordan. The 97 team, we met the Heat. And then the 99 season, it was shortened by a strike. And unfortunately, that was like the last time that me and my dad got to really hang out, on a regular, because I graduated high school and I joined the Marine Corps.
His cousin went to the Marine. He got and another friend went to the Marine. So I told him, why don't you go to the Marine? He said, okay, Dad, I go. And then one time when he was ready to go, he said, Papi, I don't want to go. I said, what? No. He had to go. He can't go. And I see his tear come over and I say, come on, man. And I don't know if it was a right decision for him to go. Now I regret. If I would have known, I would have sent him. Because now look what happened when it was in war. I was at work and he was in Afghanistan and Iraq.
So is Mark Jackson was Williams first?
Yeah, Jason Williams too. Basically all the players from St. John's.
When did you first start cutting Mace's hair? Do you remember your first meeting with Mace? The first time you ever met him?
Yeah, he's from Southside, so they used to be around here. But when he came from Greece, after he came from Greece, He played for the New Jersey Nets. And then, he just started coming here.
What are your memories of him when you first met him? Does anything stand out?
Oh, yeah, his car. He got a BMW that he was smoking. The car was leaking. So we was, it was the Valdez, the boat. Exxon Valdez, yeah. Every time that, we decide to do something, we get together and we talk about what we're going to do. And, especially in playoff, it was amazing that we was, every game, they was winning, and then we just rolling with that. The same way I'm doing right now. We decide right at the moment what we're going to do. And that's, we made the decision quick. And I take it from there.
At one point of life, I was almost 400 pounds. My suit jacket was a size 56 in length. I still have that jacket somewhere. And the shoulder lengths, I was matching. When I lost so much weight, now that part of the jacket has the point, it's like down here. I have diabetes in my family, and I think I avoided it. My brother has type 2, my mother has diabetes, and my father had diabetes. Secret, and I tell people this, and they don't listen, beans. Yeah, I give it up, and they don't listen. I go, beans. Beans from red beans, kidney beans, lentils, black-eyed peas. I mean beans. Beans, chili also. Beans with beans in it. Anything that consists of beans without the rice. I've been big a long time, so I have the stretch marks to prove it. And I was a big boy a long time. But beans.
What's it like being a Knicks fan?
I mean, it's great, man. It's a little rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's been rough for the last few years, but we had some good years. We plan on having some better years now.
What's it like being a Knicks fan?
Exciting. At times it's painful, but most of the time it's actually a lot of fun.
Being a Knicks fan it's brutal sometimes, but you got to stick with it. If it was easy, everyone would do it. Everyone would be on the bandwagon.
Frustrating, exhilarating, all at the same time.
Your loyalties are tested.
Exactly.
Yeah, your loyalties are tested.
And that's approval.
You'll find out what you really are.
As a
Your
New Yorker,
fortitude will be tested on this one because
as a New Yorker, you show that the strength that you have.
Yeah.
It's like the worst toxic relationship your parents told you to, you got to get away from him, honey. You got to get away from him. But I think they'll change.
Being a Knicks fan has, its highs and its lows. I almost feel like there is no medium, right? It's a bipolar existence as a fan.
We're always hoping that the Knicks will change. Whether it's management, coach, players, whatever the case may be. I mean, we would love if it to be the owner.
Who owns the New York Knickerbockers?
The New York Knickerbockers are owned by Madison Square Garden Company, whose sort of primary shareholder is James Dolan.
And what do you think about James Dolan?
I'd wish he'd be a little more hands-off as an owner. I'm not asking for much from him, other than for him to just be the owner and let everybody else, get paid for what they do.
Sign the checks and stay away from basketball.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't even show up in the garden.
Exactly. He got to go though, man. Just sell the team. You need a more personable person, as a front office, or just don't be at the games.
James Dolan, and I know he's not a good negotiator. I mean, he just got money and all that, but he don't know how to run the team.
When you're talking about James Dolan, you're talking about a petulant child.
James Dolan is your typical entitled rich kid, born on third base, thought he hit a triple.
He's the head guy. He owns the whole deal at the Garden, the Knicks and the Rangers. James Dolan joins us here in studio. Jim, how you doing? How's life?
Right. Mike, how you doing? Don?
Good. Jim, you care about your fans. You've said that. And to be blunt, just from the reaction we've got, your fans don't like you. They blame you for everything that's gone wrong with the Knicks. What's your feelings on your fan base, for the Knicks fan base, not liking you so viscerally?
Sell the team! Anything I should sell the team? You want to not come to any more games?
We will not take the shirt from you. We'll allow you to keep the shirt, but we would really appreciate it if you would display another shirt.
You cannot put the criticism about
management, which is rightfully within our rights.
Obviously, the way he conducts himself with fans at the Garden and ejecting them and never letting them back, that's something that that's a black guy on the sport.
He shouldn't be where he involved where he's banning people from the Garden. He should not be in that situation.
They had that little issue with the fan maybe a couple months ago, maybe last season, I forget, where he was saying some shit like, yo, dude, the fans can come here to talk. They're the ones that pay you.
You want to not come to any more games? Why?
Yeah, that's rude.
It's your opinion.
Yeah, no, it's not an opinion. And you know what? Enjoy watching them on TV.
I mean, come on, they words. You're the owner. You're going to get that. You're going to get that. Even probably him going outside, he still got those same words. What are you going to do, turn around and tell a guy outside you're not welcome in the Garden?
My name is Mike Komersky. I've been a Knicks fan for as long as I can remember. I was born in 1981, so my Knicks fandom lined up pretty nicely with the Ewing years, the glory days. At the end of the 2017 season, I've been banned for life from purchasing Knicks tickets. In April 2017, at the end of another long, miserable Knicks season, I was there with my buddy Raul. He wanted to smoke a cigarette, so we came up through Penn Station, through Long Island Railroad, up to Penn Station. Raul's smoking a cigarette, and out comes James Dolan, and I admittedly yell, "Sell the team, Jim." What feels like a minute passed, it was probably less, and Raul says to me, "Hammer," my friends call me Hammer, the owner's coming back. And he says, you cursed at me, you cursed at me. I was like, no, I didn't. Well, you called me an asshole. I didn't call you an asshole. I told you to sell the team. Kind of a win-win situation. You'd make a lot of money, the fans would be happy, and now this sets him off, right? He gets chest to chest with me. I'm a short guy. I'm 5'9". He's up to my nose. So he's a little guy. He's chest to chest with me, yelling where he's spittle is coming out of his mouth, and you're an asshole. I'm calling you an asshole because you're an asshole. He asked me, where are you going tonight? I was going to the game. Told him I'm going to games. Where are your tickets? I see where this is going. The tickets are in my breast pocket. But I'm meeting my friend on 7th Avenue. He has the tickets. I'm going to meet him. We're going to go inside. No, you're not, guys. He's got maybe 6-8 security guards now surrounding us. This guy's been drinking, right? You smell him. He's drunk. He's not getting. I have not been drinking. And now it's fight or flight. I know this is not an argument I'm going to win. So I just, Raul, let's go. Dolan shouts to another security guard who's in sort of like the background. Don't let that kid in. He's drunk. He's not getting in the Garden. So I walk to 31st Street under that overpass. I make a left. This guy's following me. I get to 7th Avenue. I make a right. He's still following me. I get to 30th Street. I make a right towards 8th Avenue. And then he stopped following me. Call Raul. We meet up. We go inside the game. We have a great time. So I put it on Twitter that night. This is what just happened to me. The next day, I'm contacted by Deadspin, and then Deadspin posts an article, Floodgates Open.
The downside of Dolan is the odd treatment of some fans that still mystifies me.
People saying sell the team, he should just ignore it. Like him confronting fans, it's just what it does. It makes him look like a bully.
To say out loud, sell the team, is a pretty piss poor way to treat somebody saying, oh, get out now.
I feel fans have the right to express themselves, whether it's booing, whether it's chanting, sell the team. Dolan was so upset by the sell the team chants that one night he drowned it out by having the entertainment staff play heavy metal music.
So I think part of the reason why my story took off was because a lot of the beat reporters took me as a bit of a proxy for them. You can't write a story like, oh, I work for, I don't want to use any big newspapers here, but you can't write a story, oh, I work for a prominent newspaper in New York or ESPN or something, and Jim Dolan's being mean to me, like nobody cares.
They had a policy where everyone has to show their ID at Madison Square Garden. So Jim Dolan in his car, he had a driver, pulled up, and he didn't have his ID. And whatever security guard was working there was telling Jim Dolan, I need to see your ID. And I think Jim Dolan, he's, the you-know-what hit the fan and he went crazy. And when I wrote about the story, they lost their minds.
They may try to, do something to create a poisonous atmosphere for you at the Garden if they don't like you.
They couldn't believe that I found that out. And sure enough, so one day I knew who I knew who one of the guys were. Security guys that wear suits. And I'm in the locker room, and I could see them looking at me, and the other guy's nodding, nudging his buddy, and he's like, I could tell that they're looking at me, and I'm like, this is really, really strange what's going on. So what I did was I walked out of the locker rooms during the media availabilities. You get 45 minutes, so maybe I walked out with 20 minutes to go. Like I walked out real hurriedly to see what would happen. So I walked there, I just stood by the door. Sure enough, they both came out. I went back in. Now they saw me go back in, and now they were kind of stuck. And sure enough, they eventually also walked back in.
I know it didn't rise to my attention at the time, but I know at one point Jim Dolan tried to yank my credential.
You're either with us or you're against us. If you wrote a story that we feel is harmful to our team, whatever how minor it can be, we don't want to deal with you anymore.
What was Kemba doing? Was he going for like a finger roll and then decided to pass at the last minute? The Knicks are always going on 4 on. They're basically playing 4 on 5 anytime Robinson's on the floor. Just recently, my senior drill instructor from boot camp recently passed away. And a lot of us, that we're going to meet on the call later, we were talking, we met up, had a drink in his honor. There goes these crazy bastards now. Rossioli, Matt Sarhill, there's goes Johnson. Happy birthday, fuckers.
He's in our hearts, he's watching over us. He'll always be here with us. This one's for him. Semper Fi, Bill, wherever you are, wherever you'll be, you'll always be here with me. I know that for sure. You'll always be here with our Marines. Semper Fi. Semper Fi.
Semper Fi, sir.
All right, gents, listen, I'm going to hop off. I got my food delivered like 2 minutes before we got on. Enjoy your night.
Have a good night, boys.
That's cool. Love you guys.
Happy birthday. Love you, man. Today is the 246th birthday of the discovery of the United States Marine Corps. I have no idea where any of my covers are. This is my Alpha jacket, but obviously it's missing all my medals and stuff. I actually took off all my medals and all my insignia, put this in a bag, and didn't want to touch it again for about 15 years. I was so angry about certain things. Obviously, first thing I did was blame the Marines. I blamed the Marines and then certain individuals in it, and I've done everything. I went through that whole process, and it was a long time before I can finally accept myself as being one of the few of the proud again. I actually one time took it out and showed my son, and he put it on and looked exactly like that bastard right there.
So were you able to talk to your fellow Marines, about it, or it's something you guys went through together, right?
A lot of us went through that denial stage as well, and each one of us had it extend during different periods of our lives. I was a field radio operator, so I was in communications. Say there was an accident and so-and-so was killed in action or in that situation. A lot of the times, all the officers kind of run around with their chickens with their heads cut off because they're trying to get information and get orders from everybody. And then once they finally figure everything out, a lot of them don't want to make that call, so they'll have to just order someone else to do it. And eventually it ended up coming down to me. It's a harsh responsibility because you never know when that call's about you. You try to be as understanding and as patient and as selfless that you can be. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Oh, my God. Oh, and they didn't call that. He got away with a foul.
Can't pick any nick. You have to catch with this one. This is for Derrick Rose, of course, as you see. This is very nice. Only thing is, in time of putting it away and folding it here, you're gonna have problems. The white should have been on this somewhere here. Advertising. You know, that's what, you know, as a team is what we do. We don't do that too much in our regular clothes.
It looks like something Phil Jackson would.
Yeah. Black with the green, the mint green. I'm a big fan of Rick and Morty, so I have a lot of Rick and Morty t-shirts. You know, they have the green and... Excuse me. I can take a look at this hat. Yeah, this is a nice hat. This is the debate. Let's go with the color I don't have. Let's go with this.
How you doing, man? It's $47.95.
You got Yankees, man, with the Knicks. Look, New York Knicks. You're next to the Garden and you don't have Knicks? No? Get you some Knicks. No rapper. I have an energy of a rapper. Thank you, though. I have an energy of a rapper. People don't understand. When you have on this uniform, this is a uniform. It's either you're going to get a good experience or you're going to get a bad one. But this uniform, it draws attention. What do you do, rap? What do you do? What do you do? I say, I don't do anything. Nope. I'm close. That's why I got the camera on me, because I'm close. All right. What's good? I'm not Spike Lee, man. I'm not Spike Lee. I consider myself a doppelganger. At first, I didn't notice it, and I had people saying, I was like, nah. Then my children were saying, you know who you favor? You know who you look like? So I started comparing pictures and things, and then, I see the resemblance.
Is this a tradition for games?
Yes. This is a good luck thing.
1 for 2.
The black, the red, and the green.
Let's go Knicks.
Let's go Knicks.
Yo.
Bing bong.
Bing bong.
Walker can't get up. Good job.
Oh. We're all right.
This is just a different makeup ball.
We're battling back. Once we tie the game, they're going to take the lead. So we're all right.
Look at the execution where you only have 28 points.
That was almost a tie.
I don't know why they, on these young dudes,
Fournier as a goaltending. Knicks count it.
with somebody's ear.
Yeah, and flopping. Now they're not allowing that. It's good.
This is more challenging than anything because he got the gray hair, but watch when I put the color and I finish.
Staying in the game appears to be okay.
You get the student card for $3. You would pay half price, $3, and then they would send you all the way to the top where the luxury seats are now. And every single game I went to, I used to go by myself. There would always be a fight. Dudes from Brooklyn, girls from Brooklyn fighting.
They had a lot of coaches though. You had Larry Brown. You had Lenny Wilkins. Derek Fisher.
Derek Fisher. He was pathetic. Phil Jackson did the same thing that Trump's doing. He made him his flunky. I want the triangle. And if you don't do it, I'm a blackball you. If you ain't in the zen, you gotta get out. I want the triangle or get out.
Now they got on the offensive flow, and now they're winning by 5. Incredible. Let's go Knicks. Let's go Knicks. Woo!
While each would throw intimidation by Rod and Pete.
Tied up at half. That beats being down by 13.
How long you been a Knicks fan, man?
I've liked the Knicks since the late 60s. Dave DeBusschere, when they had Pearl Monroe, they had Clyde, Phil Jackson, you know, all the old heads. The Knicks showed me a lot of moxie. You know, Willis Reed, you know, all those guys, a lot of moxie. That was how many years ago? They got to build another legacy like that.
I think the early years were terrific because I was being introduced to professional basketball.
The early formation of the Knicks' first championship team in 1969-70 was really kind of an organically grown team, starting with, of course, Willis Reed. A couple of years later, they traded for Dick Barnett. And then it went on from there. Bill Bradley being a territorial pick out of Princeton, you were allowed to pick somebody from your neighborhood, and the Knicks picked Bill Bradley. They had to wait for him for 2 years while he studied at Oxford, of course. Walt Frazier and Phil Jackson were added to the team. And they were a good team, and they were on their way. But, you know, once they got to Busher, it was like all the pieces fit into place.
And then Red Holzman, you know, the quintessential coach, in my opinion.
Red was a tough guy. And I think the players sensed that when he took over the team.
Respecting the players, not just for the great athletes that they are, but you got a sense that he respected them as individuals, especially Willis, the captain.
Willis Reed was almost like, you know, a son, you know, to Red, because he projected the same kind of amiability, but he, you know, was ultra competitive. And if you challenged him, if you challenged his manhood, then you could expect, you know, a real war. You know, that night when all hell broke loose at the Garden, you know, when I think it was Rudy LaRusso took a swipe at him, and then Willis basically, you know, beat the crap out of the entire Lakers team. When Willis got into the locker room after the game, he was pissed off that not one guy on his team came to his defense. And, you know, he said to him, "Where the hell were you guys?" And Dick Barnett stood up and said, "Man, you was winning."
The 7th game of the first championship in '69, and I actually got scalped a ticket. It cost me $25. In the Blues, it was my seat when Willis Reed came out on the court.
You think of Willis coming in for that game on the championship, and there are moments like that that you still remember, in the sense that you want to have your real Willis Reed moment.
Barnett to Reed on the forecourt, right side from 20, jumps, yes!
And when he made the first shot, I jump up, and then he makes the second shot, I jump up again, a guy behind me taps me on the shoulder and says, "Are you going to do that all game?" I says, "You better believe it, you know?"
So the legend, of course, is that Willis comes out, he's limping up and down the court, he hits the first 2 jump shots, the Garden is on fire. Walt Frazier, of course, takes it over from there with one of the greatest Game 7 performances in the history of the sport. 36 points, 19 assists, and the Knicks win 113-99, but the game was really over by halftime.
After Willis made the first 2 shots, it was, we just was standing and screaming and cheering the whole rest of the way. And I didn't even realize that Clyde scored as much as he did. So magic. I mean, and it was poetry, the way they played the game.
The beauty of the 70 and 73 Knicks was moving the ball. The players move gracefully, doing things that I wish I could do. But more important, it was the teamwork. The fact that on any given night, any one of them could carry the team.
We're here live in Ozone Park, Queens. We're about to embark on an epic journey down the A train to Madison Square Garden, the Mecca, to watch our Knicks play the Portland Trailblazers.
Do you see what Ewing said today?
No.
It's if I would play today, I would be like Michael Jordan.
No, see, that's the thing. He'd be on the bench a lot because what ended up happening is his physical play, he'd be fouling out constantly. I really cannot stand that you can't get physical with these dudes. All sports is like that.
Yep. And I use my special metro card. Senior.
So we're about to go see the Knicks, and you know, not 100% thrilled about it yet. Like I'm still like, yeah, it's a good experience, but not when you know that the team is out of it. You know, back in the day, you know, whenever like an event like that happened, like whenever the Knicks were on, or whenever the Yankees were on, or things like any of those teams, you know, you can. When we got on the train, it'd be empty, and then you start to see more and more people fill in. I feel kind of awkward because, like, you know, back in the day, you can yell down and say, "Yo, where my Knicks fans at?" Now you can't do that. That's something that I miss. I miss those times when the whole city was invested. I mean, I get it. You know, there is another team in New York City, and you know, say what you want to say about them. They're running the organization correctly. Wish that Dolan and Leon Rose would do the same.
We haven't seen John Dolan for a while. He don't go to the Garden.
Well,
I haven't seen him in a while.
Well, I think he's on tour right now, isn't he?
Who?
He's on tour.
Dolan?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Playing?
He's a musician.
Oh. Yeah.
JD and the Straight Shot.
Oh my God.
So stop. Bing bong. Okay, now we're seeing some fans.
Where we go? Penn Station.
1. We're like the lone fans right here. All right. Get this W today. We are on the corner of West 34th Street and 8th Avenue, right outside of the world's most famous arena, the Mecca of all basketball and entertainment, Madison Square Garden. We finally got in!
This is pretty cool.
Section's 200, we're going up.
202? Yeah.
201.
Halftime here at the Garden, and the Knicks are up 11 over the Blazers, and RJ's got 21.
And enjoy the rest of the game.
Move around, RJ. You can't just stay in the corner.
What I'm talking about. 20, 30-point victory. I can get used to these things.
We're here at a little meet and greet I put together. Yeah, it is, because I don't know who's gonna come through the door. As long as 2 people show up, it's fine. I could be here with just me and my wife. As long as I'm watching the Knicks game, I'm good. Five, 06. Get out of here!
He's a regular player, goddammit. I'll be outside with these motherfuckers on here.
Who won the Heisman Trophy and also spent 10 years with the Knicks? So let's scratch that. That's too simple.
This is Matt Haddon's first sports event. I'm happy that if he's getting what he wants from this.
Get to be with people, you know, that's in a group together with you. You don't know a person. You can run up on them and they got the same, whatever. No matter what sports team it is. It's like a common bond that we all share.
Yeah, I am. Thank you.
There's some nights where defense is just not up to par. There's some nights where the offense is...
We keep it hope alive, man. We keep it hope alive, man. 4th quarter comeback, man.
Being a Knicks fan, you gotta have tough skin. I said that before. So even though we walk out of here and they get blown by 25, we'll still have good spirits because us as fans, we still loyal to the team. And I think sometimes that's be a problem because the team know that they have loyal fans, so they won't do anything too much to try to change that because the fans still sell out stadiums. Oh, Knicks. New York Knicks? I'm having a viewing party. Right now inside, I'm having a viewing party for the Knicks, but this is a way of life. People think it's a regular, but for me, it's a way of life. You know? Right now, they're getting blown. And this is my passion, my love. I ain't into much. Family and my Knicks. That's it. So, yeah, that's what this is about. Yeah, let's get together. Let's get this together. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Right here, Jersey Man Capital, the corner of Stockholm and Knickerbocker Avenue. Only place you can get Knicks stuff around here these days. With any Knicks hat, just about any Knicks hat you want, or any hat for that matter, you can find it here. Old school, $100 for a sweater. Or no, these are pants. They used to be like $40 back in the day.
Wherever you're watching us from, we know that.
So that jacket is kind of dope though. That Knicks jacket right there.
Oh, the 1970s.
That's 150.
150?
I don't even know that.
Can I take a look at one, please?
All I do, I just press send. Okay, go to next phone. Who is this, huh?
You're not George. Ellie, is that you?
Wait a second. There seems to be a misprint.
Same model. Oh, just
Mitchell and Ness, if you're listening,
all you have to do.
this is wrong. We wanted it in 99, not 95. They got it wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to buy it with that error. Yeah, well, only a real Knicks fan would fit. What is it? Wait. 95, Ewing missed that finger roll. That's what happened. The Knicks did not win the conference championship in 95. They won it in 99.
I need to call.
Yeah, Mitchell and Ness. Hey, you got to get on the phone with them. You got to let them know.
It's supposed to be 99.
99, not 95.
Yeah. They won the World Series. Okay, thank you so much.
Somebody just got lazy. So I hope somebody at Mitchell and Ness is paying attention. Because here in New York, no fucks given.
You know, my generation, a lot of people have died off or, you know, just lost interest in the game, whatever. When people say the good old days, now they're talking about the 90s.
So the 90s Knicks, I think like most guys my age, was the epitome of Knicks fandom, right?
Just like the Knicks fans fell in love with those late 1960s, early 70s teams that were all about teamwork and passing, they had a tremendous amount of love for the Pat Riley Knicks.
Blue collar family, you know, union elevator mechanic dad, and just sort of the grittiness and toughness of that team epitomized to me what it meant to grow up in New York.
You know, it had a really distinct personality of just always sort of elbows out, coming at you. It was Oakley and that whole sort of mentality of just taking it hard every single night.
That was really our focus, was to develop a strong, physical, tough team that you did not like to play. That came from Pat and his focus on defense.
Yeah, so when Riley came to New York, you know, everyone thought he was going to turn them into kind of Showtime 2.0.
So while he was with LA, he was Showtime Lakers, fast-paced team. We didn't have that same type of team, and he adapted and adjusted exceptionally well to play to our best strengths.
We did not have James Worthy and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and we certainly didn't have Magic.
He said, we're going to slow it down. We're going to play, you know, to our strength, which is our physicality and our toughness. And guys like Oakley and Mason and X-Man really embodied that mentality.
Pat was wise enough also to know that New York fans love defense.
You know, look, they weren't aesthetically pleasing as the Magic Johnson Lakers or the Bird Celtics or the Jordan Bulls. They were the hard hat team, and that those games were incredibly compelling.
During the Pat Riley years and even the Jeff Van Gundy years, the Knicks just could not get by the Chicago Bulls.
Plenty of time on the shot clock, down to 10. Ewing for Smith. Smith, stopped again by Pippen. What a play by Scottie Pippen. And the Bulls have defeated the Knicks.
To this day, I hate Michael Jordan. I will not buy a pair of Michael Jordan sneakers. I root for the University of Michigan. I will not buy a University of Michigan jersey because it's got the Jumpman on it.
The one year the Knicks got by the Bulls, Jordan was playing baseball, and the Knicks did get far in the playoffs.
It was a magical year because, you know, it was the first year Michael Jordan retired, and it felt like it was now more of an even playing field.
We did have a tough series with Chicago, but we got by them and got by Indiana in a tough, bruising series, and we're on our way to the NBA Finals in Houston.
Just underway, opening minutes. Game one of the best of seven between the New York Knicks and the Houston Rockets.
They came in and they did what they had to do. As far as them coming in and getting a win on our home court. As a veteran squad, you know, we knew Game 3 was real pivotal for us. We had to go in New York and take Game 3.
This Elijah Watt spins inside on Ewing, kicks it out back to Cassell. Here's Cassell for three. He got it. The rookie hit it. Wow, big shot by Cassell. One poise by the rookie.
Their guards stepped up. Their rookie guard, Sam Cassell, Kenny Smith, those guys just played really, really unexpectedly well. I mean, they hit every big shot.
The Knicks had a real shot to win this series at the end of Game 6. They were down 2, and Starks attempted a 3 at the buzzer.
6-10 seconds to go. Rockets lead by 2, and here is Starks. Look from 3, it's tipped, and it's knocked away, and the Rockets win. The ball was tipped. It was personally blocked. Elijah.
It was out of timeout, and we went side pick and roll with Patrick and John, and King, one of the best center in the league, for hedge it out.
Olajuwon just made a remarkable play to get a fingertip on the shot, and it fell short.
Draymond was pretty quick at getting off the floor and quick off his feet. I don't know if a lot of centers could have got that.
Thought the situation was perfect for us, but sometimes the basketball gods, as they say, have different looks at things.
Things happen. I mean, we live with that. John was on our team. Whoever it was could have got blocked, but you only see what you see last. It was John, and the King tipped the ball and came up short.
If you want the one-sentence description of what happened, Akeem Olajuwon made a world-class play.
It's a fine line how close you can be from a ring to not having a ring.
So they were, that close to winning it all, but ultimately, of course, it didn't work out. And then Starks came back with a terrible 2 for 18 game in Game 7.
John Starks for 3. Cannot get off. Starks is now 1 for 11.
Starks was his typical up and down self, but he had a struggle at the wrong time, which was Game 7.
You can get a good Vernon Maxwell one night, and then the next night you can get a bad Vernon Maxwell. The same thing went on with John Starks. You can get a good John Starks, and you can get a bad John Starks.
The Rockets actually backed off and stopped guarding him because it was so clear that he had gone stone cold.
What were you saying to him at that point when he was bricking him?
Hey, when a guy playing like that, you just keep your damn mouth closed. You just want to just let him continue to do what he do. I ain't said shit to John.
That's one of the great questions, right? Certainly about that finals and that game is regularly still talked about and debated. I've heard with Knicks fans is, should Riley have pulled Starks?
And I think if Pat were sitting here, or if you have a chance to interview him, I think he would say he made a mistake.
Starks was very streaky, and like all streaky shooters, he could be shooting, 1 for 14 and get hot.
Pat probably said, okay, let's ride out. He's going to make one sooner or later.
It's tough to sit down the person who you came to the dance with. You know what I mean? That's a tough situation.
Things happen. I mean, we're not holding John hostage. I mean, could have been somebody else could have shot bad. So all we wanted was a chance. We had a chance, and that's what you want. And we lost.
I'm glad that Pat Riley did what he did. I mean, shit, he's like he was coaching for us. Pat Riley, thank you. We appreciate you.
I've said to many people, it was harder to get that close to touching the trophy and then never getting there, I swear, because the night before Game 6, I had a dream, and in the dream I was being sprayed with champagne by the players. I was soaked. My eyes were hurting from I can remember that in the dream. It didn't happen.
Time running out on the New York Knicks. The Houston Rockets are the 1993-94 NBA champions.
Well, right now we're in my house. We're in Harlem. About to go to the game. I haven't been to the game at all this season. Got my socks on, all the way to the socks, because I'm going to the garden. I'm going home. I'm going to my second home. Today I got my son Raekwon with me. He's a
Summy.
Yeah.
I got my hat.
See, he's a Summy.
I'm a little underdressed,
but he's there.
Yeah, I'm a little underdressed.
That's all right.
I got my hat.
But he's there. So I'm taking my hat. I got my new, Yeah, and I gotta be different. And look, I got my newest edition on there. Our team, they're not doing this good. I don't know what's going on. We're not winning any games. So for you, excuse me guys about this. This is what it is, the project. That's
Is that piss or water?
It's piss, man. Very nasty. The dog, a person, anybody, it's crazy. Oh yeah, you know that. You know that. You know how that go. You want to say, oh, and stay supportive and stay positive, but then is another side where you spend so much money. If you like I said, you just see me. None of this stuff is free. I've had to pay for it for the money I work for to support this team. Give me wins. We sell out the stadium. We sell out tickets. Win, lose, or draw, this stadium is packed. Yeah. So it's no impact on what's going on with them losing, with the bad players and the things like that. It don't affect because we sell out. Good, bad, not we sell out. I got my Knick pajamas on. I don't know if I told Keith that. I ain't even show that. I got my Knick pajamas on.
You go to the game?
Oh yes.
Let's go, man.
Yes, I am. I'm on my way.
Tonight. I hope they win.
Yeah, we need it.
The spread was 7.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 and 3. So, what you think? Gonna win tonight?
Yeah, we're playing Detroit. We gotta win. That's the worst team. They worse than us.
So if we lose, we're gonna look bad.
No, we're gonna win tonight.
You think so?
Yeah.
I hope so.
No, we got it. You favored 7 points tonight. I just left a bet on the Knicks. We won't win tonight.
Hopefully they win, you know? Hopefully they get this W.
Our only ring, well, one of our only rings. That's the one, it's at the Garden.
When the next time we gonna see one of those?
This is our stop, y'all. So we got a little good lineup tonight. We got Kemba
Walker.
We got Randall, Noel,
Alec Burke, and Fournier.
That's fire.
Wow, nice outfit.
Now that's fire.
I got them all sides.
I hear that, man. That is fire.
I'm not wrong. That guy was
Got the Knicks hats, guys. Got the Knicks hats. Knicks hats.
Oh, no, you ain't got this hat, though. You ain't got my hat. We're going to do our thing as Knicks fans, the way we supposed to support this orange and blue. No. See, that's what people thought. Now give me my $100. I said the next time somebody say that, they got to give me $100, man. Up further? Yeah.
Can I a picture of you? Yeah!
Thank you.
I thought you were Spike Lee at first.
Oh, see, that's what I'm going to say with that, too. I won like 3 contests with that.
Throwing objects, attempting to enter the corner or interrupt play, or using foul or abusive language and obscene gestures are subject to ejection and arrest.
Right now, everybody looking over there. Apparently, there's a
Charles Oakley over there, Mike.
Fight in the stands. Charles Oakley is involved in something. They need security in a big way. Security is there. Oakley now being taken off.
Charles Oakley is like a Coliseum. He's a warrior. He fought for that Coliseum. He lived and fought battles for you.
Banks not open. Carr banging inside is hammered. And he and Oakley, and we've got a technical foul. Hardaway pushed aside by Oakley. Well, he in many ways the heart of the Knicks defense. Get a look at his intensive play.
You just got to play the game. I don't worry about bruises. I just play the game, and after the game over, take a shower and go home.
Charles Oakley was an all-time great Knick. And his effort and pursuit of victory and greatness. He gave the fans their money's worth every night.
The moment he stepped into the Garden, I mean the moment he walked through the first set of doors, he began with this behavior, abusive behavior, disrespectful behavior.
I was in the Garden 4 minutes. Granny watched the game ready to start. But I'm seeing these guys just keep looking at me behind the Knicks bench, and 2 minutes later they came and told me I had to leave the gym. They got ordered that I had to leave. I mean, I heard that every time I come in the Garden, they have to let them know I'm in the Garden. For some reason, I don't know why.
I don't know what happened. It just, I'm sitting there eating popcorn, signing autographs, and get bum rushed by 8 guys. And he said I came in, I hollered and cussed. The game had started. Think about this. The game is going on. And then, and 20,000 people in the Garden. If I'm hollering and cussing, if you ever look at the tape or look at anything, so everybody been looking at me like, what is Oak doing, acting a fool?
He has a problem with anger. He's both physically and verbally abusive. He may have a problem with alcohol.
This is an ugly thing to see about a guy who played here for over 10 years, a terrific player. Oakley and the Knick organization have not seen eye to eye recently. Oakley's been very critical about them.
Charles has been critical of the organization, but the fans love him. Does that mean you need to have a Charles Oakley night? No. Do you need to give him courtside seats? Not necessarily. You want to give him seats somewhere in the arena. That's up to them. But he's been real critical, but he always was like that.
He's a diva.
He's a diva.
I mean, it's a lot of them divas, you know, the owners of the league. I mean, they do things their way. What can you do? You're a billionaire. Let it go then.
What the hell just happened?
The whole Oakley thing, I know Charles really well. I don't know what happened there, but I just know it wasn't good for the team or the franchise.
There's no way that he knew that he had tickets behind the Knick bench. I'm sorry, behind, like a row behind Jim Dolan. And there's no way that early in the game he was going to start taunting Jim Dolan or saying stuff to him.
I'm coaching, and it was to my right, and I heard a little bit of it going on, and I was like, what's going on over there? Because you can't really tell, you don't know what's going on because you're paying attention to the game. And then I saw Oak, and I remember screaming out, I call Oak.
When the security guards confront Charles Oakley, Jim Dolan is looking straight ahead. When there's commotion behind you, your first natural instinct is to turn around and look. Why wouldn't he turn around and look? Why? Because he obviously knew what was going to happen.
Well, I tried to find out whether I could bail him out. One of the guys who used to work for me at the Garden was a significant presence in the New York Police Department for many years. So I reached out to him because this guy should not be in jail for what he did.
The Knicks had a situation there where this is a beloved player who gave everything he had to the Knick organization. And to see him treated that way, to me, it just resonated poorly.
I just think it was wrong, the way they handled Charles, the way they grabbed him. And I mean, come on, that's Charles Oakley, man. He blood, sweat, and tears for the Knicks, you know what I mean?
We reported about a half hour ago that Oakley cannot come into the Garden anymore. What's behind that? Why that decision?
Anybody who comes to the Garden, whether they've been drinking too much alcohol, they're looking for a fight, they're abusive, disrespectful to the staff and the fans, they're going to be ejected and they're going to be banned.
So it's all a plot story. Then he's going to get on the air next day tomorrow. I got anger management problem. I'm alcoholic. I mean, he just kept going on and on. He just tried to push me on the train while I was coming. Just told the train guy would speed up. That's Oakley on the track. Run him over.
I think that the treatment of Charles Oakley is a crime.
To ban your warrior, your ex-warrior, that's just not, you should not do that, and it shouldn't be public. And then if it did go public, it should be a public mending.
I think Charles's number should be retired, and I just hope one day, very, very soon, that there can be some common ground found between Mr. Dolan and Charles. And so, Charles can take his rightful place in the rafters because he's very, very deserving.
Sometimes I really hope that we can finally get a team together the Knicks can at least win one before my dad or even myself, leave this earth. Now, I wasn't alive around the '73 championship. All we really have are the '94 and '99 Eastern Conference champions teams. Then after that, it's been nothing but bad team after bad team after bad team after bad team. Why not us? Why not us? Why not the Knicks? Why can't the Knicks, figure it out? What are they doing wrong? Is it, you can't just blame everything on Dolan as much as you want to. Do you blame the front office and management? Do you blame the coach? Because we do that a lot too. Do you blame players? Do you blame fans? You really don't know where and when you really just stop finger pointing and just accept it. But myself and a lot of other Knicks fans, we just refuse to. We keep that hope, we keep that faith, we keep that love and that passion and that energy. It's almost like a masochistic gluttony of punishment.
Okay, guys, we almost here in front of the Garden. Every time I come over here, I get excited. No matter what, game or not, nothing. It's like the energy, Yeah, they're closed right now. They're not even open to the public for anything at this point. This is the home, my second home, Madison Square Garden. You don't know this entrance? You're not a New Yorker. You're not a Knicks fan.
How does it make you feel when you come here?
Like I said, it's an energy that's no other. Like I said, you see, I got sleep. Even though it closed and I know I can't get in, it's like just the energy itself, because I can ghostly see the people just standing around, piling up, I'm not doing anything, just talking at the camera. I'm not going inside. We just. Okay, all right, no problem. That's at the end of the day, they must be. It's no nonsense. I'm recording. Let's go. It's no problem. But the aggressiveness, man, that's no problem. You see me. I'm a fan. I'm just coming to record at the Garden, and I'm walking away. But I'm just saying that's. But man, no problem. And we walking away. You're not even. You understand? She's not giving me time to even walk off. I'm saying thank you and I'm leaving. So I used to be security. You cursed at me with me walking away. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Then you grab your phone and like, oh, I'm gonna call it. That's unnecessary, ma'am. You catch more flies with honey than shit. I am walking away, but I just left you with something that's gonna stick with you all weekend. Have a good weekend, Miss Security. But that aggressiveness, that disrespect, I'm not going to tolerate that because I'm a man and I'm letting her know. Just like she have a right to say this, and this, and don't be here, I have a right to tell you, don't talk to me that way, don't curse at me. Then she's going to tell me what she didn't do, which is on camera. I got you, but all that is unnecessary. That's unnecessary. Yeah, that's what it's all about. So she trying to kill my day with all that and then try to curse at me. I'm not going to take the bad energy. That's why I threw it back at her. One thing I don't tolerate is disrespect. There's a way to talk to people. As soon as she said, oh, there's no recording and this and that, we started to walk away. Then she go grab her phone and, who you calling? Oh, we got two guys standing here. One guy's shooting the camera and the other one is a Knicks fan in front of the Garden. You have people sleeping up here. Yeah, all the time. And they don't police and keep these guys out here from up here. But the closer you get, though, don't get too close to where someone of management or something might see it. The biggest problem, and people don't talk about it too much, why we don't win championships and it's okay and things like that, because the fans are loyal. Don't say you come here. Don't say nothing. You can't have an opinion. Don't get mad. Don't get upset. This is what we do as a fan. When I consider this a family. Knicks is my family. So as a fan, you feel disrespected when the management of something that you're loyal to, and your voice is not heard into it. She tried to ruin my day.
I think you have to evaluate the Dolan era on a whole as a colossal failure. The Knicks have the most losses in the NBA in the 21st century. The Knicks have been sadly kind of a laughingstock of the league at times, with a lot of off the court nonsense that's gone on, the weird Isaiah Thomas period, the constant turnover of coaches, the questionable hirings and firings, questionable trades. If you're bad for a few years, maybe it's the coach. If you're bad for 4 or 5 years, maybe it's the general manager. When you're bad for 20 years, that's the owner.
Can the Knicks win a championship with Jim Dolan as the owner? I don't know how to answer that. I mean, I think they'll always try to, he's willing to spend money. They'll be willing to go over the cap if they ever got that close.
I think the Knick fan base, the true Knick fan base, has been wildly misread through the years by Dolan, and who only thinks in terms of, justifying a price hike. And that's been when we say, yeah, he spent a lot of money, so you can't fault him there, but it's the way he's gone out and spent the money.
You never say never on anything as to whether the Knicks can ever do this with Dolan as an owner. But man, he makes it hard. I think he makes it hard in a lot of ways. And this is not just sort of like to beat on Dolan, because there are other things that have happened too, other mistakes that have been made. He has hired some pretty amazing people over the years that couldn't get it done either. And I do think the culture has a lot to do with how does nobody ever turn a corner. If Larry Brown can't turn the corner, if Phil Jackson can't turn a corner, if every single high-profile player and coach you bring in can't turn a corner, something's stopping them from doing it. And that same sort of person that's been there through all of this is Jim. So it's something where you think, as long as that's there, as long as it's allowed to be there, I don't see it happening. Can miracles happen? Of course they can. But I think Jim makes those miracles really hard to come by.
If they win a championship, wow. I have a bottle of wine that I never open. I would think I will open that. I don't know, man. I really don't know.
When the Knicks win the title, it's not an if, it's a when. I don't care where the game is. If it's in Madison Square Garden and there's facial recognition technology, I will get plastic surgery. Or if it's cross country in Golden State, I will be on a cross country plane in San Francisco. I'm going to be in the arena wherever the hell the game is when they win the championship.
I'm probably going to cry.
Party, maybe. We'll close the street here and there.
I'll close an entire street, not a block, an entire street. This whole street is going to be closed.
I would be at the parade. I would collect some of that ticker tape, because that would be immortalized. That would be something that I lived and put in my history that will fall in basketball history that I just heard about when I was young.
Canyon of Heroes is going to be...
Canyon of Heroes, yeah.
It's going to be insane. We've seen the World Series, so we've seen how Yankee fans do it. We've seen the Rangers do it once. That's the first time in 54 years.
The Giants did it too.
The Giants did it twice, at least 4 times in my lifetime. Now, if the Knicks do it.
The ingredients to it is what I'll be looking for. Not the actual championship or winning and the parade or who's MVP, but the saga of getting there is what I'll be looking for. So it's something that we will be living and won't know it's happening until it's over.
I think we're due. I think Knicks fans are due. They're so due. They're way overdue. And I can just picture it. It's going to be the sweetest day when we have that parade.
I'm in a good space, I'm in my zone. You got nothing positive to share, leave me alone. Good vibes, good energy.
That's a bucket right there, that's a bucket. Woo! Let's go Knicks.
Zion Williamson, he gonna be here in 2 years. As soon as his fat ass go on a diet.
Remember when they traded for Jason Kidd? Way over the hill. Rasheed Wallace, way over the hill.
Come on, Farner, come on. That's us, hop off. French ass pussy. Game over. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, game over. They only won one game. It better be game over. New York Knicks, bing bong. Yeah. Don't let that end up on the cutting floor.
Tools in existence, I speak what I wanted to exist. I'm in a good space.